Today, Rebuild Sombrero is stepping in Austria at RB Salzburg, a club that most certainly do need a rebuild right now, as by the time of recording of this video they are sitting in third place in the Austrian Bundesliga, which would be their worst finish in about 20 years. They had been champions previously 10 times in a row before falling short last season to Sturm Graz, who have mounted a title challenge this season as well. They are sitting in first place, while Salzburg, as I said before, only in third place. We have to save them from disaster, as even in the Champions League, they finish in 34th out of 36 teams, in third from bottom. In that league phase, only one win all campaign long. Having a look at this squad, a deeper dive into it, as we usually do. I don't really like the formation. What I do like is the fact that most of these players are still relatively young, some of them lowly rated, like this Gadu guy. He will most certainly be replaced. We'll look into that a little bit later, but yes, the formation is causing me issues because Gluck and Dagim both out of position. Gluck is actually a cam. I will need to cook up something here. Even Morgala is, in fact, a centre back playing out of position. RB Salzburg have like a strategy that they use. They only sign young players mostly, and that's exactly what we are doing in today's rebuild as well. At most, they can be 23 years old, like this guy. But we will, of course, have to see what we can afford with around 20 million, if I'm not mistaken, in our budget. On the other hand, we'll have to have 3 Austrian players at all times in the starting 11. Right now, I can only see this Samsun Baidu and Schlager. 2 guys, actually, who are Austrian. Morgala is German. Otherwise, yes, we'll need to find one more player actually being Austrian for the starting 11. To find Austrian talents, I'm gonna hire a youth scout, certainly not this Gabriel Meyer guy. I'm firing him and looking for probably a 5-star, 5-star or 4-star, 5-star scout. I'm actually not sure. Let's go for the best scout possible, 5-star, 5-star, and sending him to, of course, Austria, which is in Central Europe, the first country over here, for 3 months. Let's say finding us new goalkeepers, because Schlager is already 28. There are a whole list of players out on loan as well to another club, even players like Van der Bremt, who could play a starter, just like Lucas Gournaduat. They will certainly return at the end of the season, and either we can sell them or even maybe use them as our starters. I have, by the way, chosen a tiki-taka playstyle for this Salzburg side, certainly one of the strongest in terms of talent in this league. We've already gotten a couple of players in the youth academy, the default one. One is Carlos Benitez, a goalkeeper, 17 years old, 57 overall. And the other one, Rafael Hoffmann, 14-year-old Austrian. Left midfielder right now. Maybe we can convert him to a cam. So Karim Onizivo, the 32-year-old, has left to go to Rio Ave, even though he's Austrian. I didn't really plan with him going into the future, as he's 32. Meaning that we have around 22 million in our budget, but let's not forget, we can only bring in players maximum 23 years of age, and also we have to have 3 Austrians at all times in the starting 11. We've even sold 18-year-old Adam Dagim. We got 3 million out of OHL from Belgium. First of all, we bring in an Argentinian 18-year-old from the Argentinian league as well, who will play alongside Konate up top. A good striker by the name of Agustin Roberto from River Plate for only 2 million, an absolute steal. In our second transfer, we do something for present as well as the future, bringing in a 20-year-old centre-back, an Austrian as well, so we are good with the contingency. Coming in is Leopold Querfeld from Union Berlin for 6.3 million. We do have a couple of good goalkeeping talents. Kilian Kofler has been found from the scout. He gets promoted just like Carlos Benitez, both to the senior team. I've tried to sell Vertessen for the longest time, but I just couldn't do it. Hopefully Roberto will still get some game time. I've also switched up the formation. Bidstrup, Kjærgaard, Clark and Gluck now in a very narrow compact midfield, Konate and Roberto up top, and the back 4, with of course Querfeld going in there with a 73 rating, certainly going to help us. The target in the first season itself is to reach the quarter-finals of the Champions League. I find that absolutely insane. Looking for goalkeepers and center midfielders, I found a few interesting ones, like this Thomas Schweiger guy, who gets promoted to the senior team. He's 17, already 6 plays in the Champions League. In the first season, we finished in 18th spot, which means we've done much better than RB Salzburg in real life. We've qualified for the playoffs. However, I'm holding my hopes not too highly up, as we are facing Manchester City at home in the first leg. I've actually put Schweiger into the starting 11, into our first 11, giving him a shot. He's 64 rated, the man from the youth, another Austrian as well. Quick simming this game, it's actually a draw, which is very good. Roberto and Gluck with the goals. For now, the return leg at the City of Manchester Stadium. Can we create an upset? Yes, we actually do. We win the game 2-1. Roberto again on the score sheet, Luke on the score sheet, and we progress. Absolutely shocking Manchester City. After the upset of the century, we are facing another big side, the Kings of Europe, Real Madrid. Let's see what we can cook up. Schweiger up to a 65, but we lose 2-1, even though we took the lead through Gluck, but Winnie Jr. and Camavinga bring Real Madrid the victory. Let's get over with this. Will it be another shock of the century? Even bigger? No. It's a 1-1 draw. Konate with a goal. We hold Real Madrid very, very tightly. But in the end, losing out by that one goal we conceded in the first leg. At the end of the regular season, we finished in first place, 9 points clear of LASK in second. What a regular season. We've had only 2 losses, but the playoffs decide the Bundesliga in Austria. And there we have lost out, losing 1 game only, but drawing 4. The points are halved from the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. And then we go from there. So that's why in the end we finish in second on 44 points, 2 behind LASK. We couldn't even win the Austrian Cup going to Tirol over Linz. We have lost in the semis to Tirol. It's the Champions League goes to Real Madrid in a Madrid derby. The Europa League goes to Spain as well, to Athletic Club over Frankfurt. And Chelsea deny Real Betis a Spanish treble in Europe. Stats: 25 goals for Konate, who has gone up +5 overall. 17 and 11 for Gluck, also +5. 16 for Roberto, who has played 45 games. What an investment he's been so far, 72 rated. Even Schweiger here has gone up to a 66. When we picked him up, he was about 63 rated. Querfeld up to a 77. Baidu 73. We have, of course, got 3 Austrians already here. A 4 in Schweiger. And that is it, I think. Yes, but 4 Austrians, where we only need 3 effectively. But Schlager, of course, will need to be replaced one day. We've still got this Jonathan Eigner guy in the youth academy, a goalkeeper who could replace Schlager, but he's only 14 right now, 56 overall, but 91 to 94 potential is crazy. Vertessen will also, by the way, leave us to Atalanta for 15 million. That money will be allocated to us at the start of season 2. Brilliant season, as we've missed out on the Austrian title. We won the regular season, but then lost in the championship round. The semi-finals of the cup, and certainly the round of 16 in the Champions League was a success, but we have to build on that going into season 2. First player we are signing in season 2 is a new left back, joining us at the age of 21 from the Eredivisie in the Netherlands. It's another Argentinian in Roman Vega joining us for just Kamil Piatowski in a straight swap deal. Once again made a club clear-out happen. Certainly going for is Ignace van der Bremt, who is leaving us after coming back from loan to France for 6.2 million. Kawamura and Clark in midfield are also leaving the club. Edmund Baidu goes to Tirol in our league. And then both Guindo and Diambu, as well as Omoregie, all go out for about 6 million in total. Still giving us around 54 million to spend on 2 more players. We've even sold Lucas Gournadois, the Frenchman, to Sevilla for 9.5 million, giving us around 67 million to spend. I've already bought this guy a couple of times, but I think this time it's going to be his biggest role yet. A new right back, 23 years of age, just on the cusp of being eligible. Wrapping up our transfer window is Jan Couto joining us from Manchester City. They didn't really want him over there, so we've snapped him up for 35 million. We have then gone on and proceeded to sell Nicolas Capaldo for 13 million to Nottingham Forest, as now we've got, of course, Jan Couto at the club. Oh, in Season 2, we first need to qualify for the Champions League, facing AS Monaco in a very difficult matchup. First at home, and we lose 2-3. It looks like we are going to the Europa League. Let's see how the second leg goes. Away to Monaco in France. We'll win 3-1. That is a crazy turnaround. 5-4 on aggregate. Bidstrup Vega, the left back, the centre midfielder, and the striker Konate with the goals. Final round before going into the league phase. The playoffs against Olympiacos. First at the Red Bull Arena at home, and it's a 1-1 draw. Bidstrup with an equaliser. Will it be Europa League or will it be Champions League? Let's find out. It is going to be Champions League again. We win a penalty shootout 4-1 against the Greek giants Olympiacos. And so this is going to be the team in season number 2. Vega, of course, the new addition at left back. We have got Couto at right back, our big money signing. Otherwise, we haven't changed anything. Schlager still in goal. Baidu and Querfeld complete the Austrian contingency. Schweiger even there as well. So 4 Austrians right now in the starting 11. No problems at all. Found a few very interesting players in the youth academy in our latest report. Daniel Bauer, Florian Mayer, and even Matteo Pichler. 3 Austrians that can get promoted right away. Now I've got good the halfway point of the season of Season 2, and we haven't finished in the top 24 this time in the Champions League. 29 with only 2 wins, 1 draw, and 5 losses. We haven't made it into the playoff round. Whilst on the other hand, we are leading clear and away in the Austrian Bundesliga, 14 points ahead of Graz in the regular season. So at the end of the regular season, we finished in first place on 56 points, 14 ahead of Storm Graz. And in the playoffs, still, we are 9 points ahead of Graz. We win our first championship title in Austria. We even win our very first Austrian Cup over Rapid Vienna in the final. Well done, congratulations, a double. The Champions League goes to Bayern Munich this season over Manchester City, Europa League to Roma over Lille, and the Conference League to Lyon over Stuttgart. Oskar Glug is the main man, 32 goals and 9 assists, 21 for Roberto and 20 for Karim Konate, who is up to an 83. I'd say we've done a very good job this season securing the double in Austria, but 29th in the Champions League is of course not good enough. I've done big things here at the start of Season 3, selling both Alexander Schlager, the keeper, as well as Mats Bidstrup, an important key player in midfield. One to Benfica for 15 million, one to Las Palmas for 24.5. 39 million we've made profit here. 2.1 million for Kameri going to Saint Etienne. Tim Trummer goes to AFS. Dorgeles, 4th string striker to Al Nasser. And Tim Gruber to Birmingham City, the second keeper. Sound a little bit insane, but I'm gonna give a shot to both Kofler, goalkeeper, and Pichler in midfield, who has grown to a 67 overall. This absolutely weakens the team, I'm sure about it. But still, we have good enough players like Luke, Roberto, Konate, and even the centre backs to help the keeper as well as the midfielder Pichler. Finally, we could also promote Jonathan Aigner, who has potential to be special, a 16-year-old, 64 rated keeper. I'm gonna loan out Kilian Kofler just to give Aigner. We are again in the leading position at the halfway point of the regular season in the Austrian Bundesliga. However, we are also once again out in the Champions League phase. Only 5 points, 1 win. That is just not good enough in 32nd place. We finished the season very strong by finishing 17 points ahead of Graz in 2nd place. Only 1 loss in the championship round. We've even defeated LASK in the Austrian Cup final to claim another double, back-to-back doubles in Austria. Real Madrid absolutely thumped Leverkusen to win the Champions League. The Europa League goes to Brighton over Benfica, and the Conference League to Fiorentina over Brøndby. The man that did the job this season is Karim Konate, up to an 87 overall, 26 goals for Roberto as well, up to an 82, 13 and 15 for Gluck, who is 89 rated, 87 rated Kiergaard, and an even 73 rated Pichlau has grown by a 6 overall. Well guys, probably we are going to have to do some changes next season. We were very good in the league and in the cup, but in that elusive Champions League we haven't been that great. Aigner is the goalkeeper for present and future. It will take us a little bit longer because of him and Pichlau in midfield. But where we could replace is Vega at left back. He takes a long time to grow to the next one. This is the end of the third season. We've won back-to-back doubles. So in Austria, we are flawless. But in the Champions League, things really need to improve in Season 4. And so at the start of Season 4, we have made that one big move. Bringing in a new left back in a swap deal with our former one. It is the exciting prospect Jorel Hato joining us from Olympique Lyon for 45 million plus Vega. At the end of the day, we've made a couple of saves. Agiekum and Diabate both leave the club to Basel and Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. Once again, we've loaned out Kilian Kofler because I want to give Aigner the game time, the other keeper from Austria. Würzberger, Blanc, Welberg and Bauer also got another loan move. Leaving us with this side going into Season 4. We've done a good job bringing in Hato, who is 82 rated. But that is our only signing this is. Beidou gets another chance. Schweiger, Pichlau and Kiergaard in midfield. I want to see Pichlau and Aigner grow. Certainly two of our Austrians. We've got two more in Querfeld and Beidou. Beidou I might replace later down the line. But we've certainly got Pichlau, Aigner and Querfeld, and even Schweiger for now, the captain, 77 rated at the age of 20. Well, we once again need to go through playoffs here, even in Season 4, facing Malmö, first away from home. Let's see how this goes. It's a 3-0 thumping of Malmö. So we are one step closer to the Champions League. Roberto, Konate and Gluck all on the score sheet. The second leg should only be a formality. At home, 3-0 up, and it's another 3-1 win. Konate with a brace, Kiergaard with a goal. 6-1 on aggregate. We just about made it out of the league phase in 22nd place this time on 10 points. 2 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. In the regular season, though, we are absolutely running away with the league. 11 points clear of LASK in second. Only 3 draws and 0 losses so far. Let's see how we play in the playoff round against Atletico Madrid. First at the Red Bull Arena, at home. It's a 1-0 win. Pichlau with the only goal of the game. Roberto missed the penalty. But we are up going into the second leg to the Metropolitano. It ain't easy surviving at this stadium, but we are 1-0 up from the first leg and do survive through a late goal by Roberto in the 89th minute. Another big opponent in the round of 16, it is Arsenal coming to the Red Bull Arena in Austria. The result, a 1-1 draw, 2 goals in 4 minutes, and that was it. The first 4 minutes, Gordon gave Arsenal the lead in the first minute, Konate with the equalizer in the fourth, and that was it. Will we go through to the quarterfinals at the Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium? Yes, it's a 4-2 win. Roberto, Kiergaard, Gluck, and Gluck again. 5-3 on aggregate. We are in the quarterfinals. What an achievement. From here on now, it doesn't get any easier. Going to the Camp Nou to face Barcelona away from home. And it's a 2-1 loss in the 89th minute through Ruben. Lamine Yamal scored. Roberto with the equalizer. Let's see if we can turn things around at home at the Red Bull Arena. Yes! Oh my god. 3-2 on penalties. 3-2 on the night. We have turned things around. Who scored? Jan Couto, Roberto. We were actually 2-1 behind on the night as well. But then Roberto and Jan Couto within 3 minutes turned it around and we win on penalties. Wow. We're already in semi-final territory. Let's see what we can achieve against AC Milan. 3-1, we are winners in the first leg. Roberto with a hat-trick. That is crazy. We are 1 step away from a Champions League final. Let's see how things turn out in the second leg. Away at San Siro, 2-2 draw, which means we are qualified for the Champions League final. 5-3 on aggregate. We are prevailing. And well, in the Champions League final, it will be a difficult opponent in PSG from France, the French Giants. Whilst we won't even see the cup final if we win the Champions League, we are facing Sturm Graz in that Austrian cup final. We've absolutely torn apart the Austrian Bundesliga, 10 points ahead of LASK in the regular season. And what is that? 19, no, more than that, 21 points ahead of Graz in the championship round. 0 losses in 10 games is good. Once again, Karim Konate destroying the Austrian league, just like Agustino Roberto. Glug 92 rated, 28 goals, and even 12 and 10 for Pichla, who is 79 rated now. Kiergaard 90 rated, Kudo 88 rated. A very good team. There are probably a few weak spots like Schweiger, Pichla, but of course, both are still very well developing in their own term and rhythm. Pichler only 18 years old, already 79 rated. Beidou 81 rated. I felt like we were a little bit early. Also, Aigner is also only 77 rated. But oh well, we are already in the Champions League final. Estadio Metropolitano, Red Bull Salzburg against Paris Saint-Germain. A stadium where we've got good memories from this season itself. Can we have another great memory and win our first Champions League against the ultimate giants in career mode? PSG already on the attack through Kvaratskhelia. Big chance, big save on Bakayoko after 3 minutes by Aigner. Here's Jorel Hato. Look at him go through that left side. That is Jorel Hato. He's incredible. Hato still inside for Konate. That is all down to Jorel Hato, the left back, going through and through and through, making the perfect pass. And Konate just has to tap it home. Just look at it. Boom. One shot and it's in. Here come PSG through their superstar Kvaratskhelia, who is unmarked. Kvaratskhelia going into the box. What an interception though. Here's Schweiger looking for Roberto. Back into Schweiger. Can we set Konate away? Up again. Konate! Glug on the corner kick. Glug, our number 30. What a good corner. Chance 2-0. We score from a corner. Even though it was a deflection, we still get the corner into the back of the net. Who was it? Our number 9. Is that Roberto? I think it is. PSG want to react through Bakayoko, who's already got a good chance in the first minute, but Hato does really well. And now, can we counter them yet again? Roberto, can he go through? Roberto, up and away. He goes to make it 3-0. 32 minutes in. We are absolutely tearing apart the French giants of PSG. Donnarumma hasn't got any chance in it, and it's 3-0. Here come PSG again. Bakayoko, good interception again. Is Bakayoko into Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal turning a defender back into Bakayoko. Good save, Aigner. Corner kick, PSG. They get a header to it, but Aigner once again there to keep his clean sheet for now. Another save. Still PSG on the charge. Beidou up against Kvaratskhelia. Still Kvaratskhelia. Going inside. Goretzka. Good save, Aigner. So far we've dominated PSG, who have had a few chances in the second half. Here they could get one back. Oyarzabal 3-1. 74 minutes in. PSG get one goal back. PSG now want to get another one here. Kvaratskhelia. Still Kvaratskhelia. Aigner with another save. Can we counter them out again? No, not like this. PSG now again on the charge. Good save by Aigner. Only 3 more minutes to go. 2 now. And PSG on the possession, but they really don't create a lot as we once again get a foot in. Aigner with a long ball in direction of Konate. Actually a good ball. And that's the game done and dusted. We have dominated PSG in the final. A bit earlier than I expected, to be honest. She's still praying, but the others are already celebrating as the first Austrian club in football history to win UEFA Champions League is RB Salzburg. They are very controversial in the world of football, but still the best team in Austria. For now, we've won the double. We've won it nearly going invincible in the league. In the Champions League, we haven't lost a lot either. As now, we've won the ultimate test. We have proved to be the best team in the world. But lads, if you enjoyed this rebuild with mostly 16 to 23-year-olds, a young Salzburg team, then please consider dropping a like on the video, subscribing to the channel, and also tell me in the comments rather, what you'd like to see next. As now I'm going to leave you alone, celebrating with RB Salzburg the title, the trophy, the Champions League, the first in history of any Austrian club. Schweiger, the youth academy player, lifting that trophy. It's been Red Bull Sombrero. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, I'm out.